The government has been challenged to scale up efforts to deal decisively with cases of gender-based violence, defilement and teenage pregnancy. Speaking at an event to mark the International Day of the Girl Child that took place in Nairobi, stakeholders noted cases of girls dropping out of school due to early marriages and poverty have reached an alarming rate in the country. The celebrations were marked under the theme Girls' Vision for the Future. Timothy Kipnusu reports.
Kenya joined other nations in the world in marking International Day of the Girl Child in Nairobi. It is here that calls were made for the government to step up its efforts in protecting the girl child against barriers that hinder their progress.
Like you all know, there are a lot of issues of GBV, femicide, and many more. So this movement, it is determined. One of the key objectives is to address those vices that affect girls' education in a manner that we can say we are addressing them so that the barriers can be removed and we can see girls performing at par with the boys.
Issues such as gender-based violence, poverty, gender norms that lead to inequality, as well as teenage pregnancy were cited as contributory factors that have disenfranchised the girl child education and women at large.
This movement will be able to not only have discussions in respect to the challenges that the girls face, but also to look at how best we can be able to incorporate all actors within the sector.
The group called on the government to ensure the perpetrators of offences such as rape and defilement face the full force of the law.
If the frameworks were so effective, and they were nabbing any perpetrators, why do we still have many girls being violated, many women being violated? I think there is a loose nut somewhere and it needs to be fixed.
We need to step back and work together to enforce these laws so that our girls can be supported and also to ensure that nobody is left behind.
Meanwhile, a section of legislators are pushing for a comprehensive health education in schools. Speaking while commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child led by nominated Senator Catherine Muma, the leaders urged policymakers to develop comprehensive health curriculum that not only addresses menstrual hygiene but also educate young people about menstrual-related diseases.
We have reached that level where we need to up the game by having more bolder conversation around menstrual health, menstrual hygiene, and even bolder steps to come up with policies that can support adolescents.
There's been a lot of improvement and work around it, but there's a running call that there still needs to be changes around how we destigmatize what menstruation health is, how we openly and freely talk about what periods are for girls and young women in this country, and how we ensure that there's accessibility of the quality sanitary towel.
As we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child today, we are celebrating our circle of wise women, we are celebrating the gladiators, the eyes who have just walked the path, we are celebrating the firebrands and even the femi ninjas. Those are the young girls who are walking the path right now.
The International Day of the Girl Child is commemorated annually to promote girls' education and upscale public awareness campaign on the barriers to girls' well-being. The celebration was marked under the theme Girls' Vision for the Future. Timothy Kipnusu for Easy Friday.